Direct News TV. December 5, 2023. Israel-Hamas war live, Gaza crisis deepens amid intense Israeli attacks. Israel ramps up bombardment across central and southern Gaza, with dozens reported killed in an Israeli attack on homes in Deir el-Balah. UN Special Rapporteur says massacre of civilians must be stopped as Gaza hospitals struggle to cope with surge in number of Palestinians needing urgent care. 2 Palestinian teens killed in Israeli raids in West Bank, report. Citing sources from the Palestine Red Crescent, the Wafa news agency said that 2 Palestinians were killed and 3 others injured in raids in the Al-Fareh refugee camp and the town of Tamoun, south of Tubas. Wafa identified the 2 teens killed as 18-year-old Moz Ibrahim Zaran, from Al-Fareh, and 16-year-old Abdul Rahman Imad Bani Ode from Tamoun. A separate video posted on X by our colleagues at Al Jazeera Arabic showed several Israeli armored vehicles driving through a street in Al-Fareh during the raid as sounds of heavy gunfire and explosions were heard in the background. Germany drops on Freedom Index over pro-Palestinian, climate activist crackdowns. Germany has been downgraded on a global report on the state of civil liberties over its harsh treatment of pro-Palestinian groups and climate activists. Civicus, an international non-governmental organization monitoring civil society worldwide, said Germany was no longer rated as open in its latest global report released on Wednesday. German authorities had broken up nonviolent climate demonstrations and responded to pro-Palestinian protests in late 2023 with excessive force and bans, the group said. Police used excessive force against pro-Palestinian protesters in a district of Berlin with a significant Arab population, including deploying pepper spray and water cannons and arresting 174 people, Civicus said. Such restrictions on the ability to gather and demonstrate are discriminatory in nature and violate the right to peaceful assembly, it added. Palestine's UN mission asks Security Council President to act. The State of Palestine's mission to the UN has written to the President of the UN Security Council, UNSC, urging it to act on Israel's non-compliance with international law. The international community cannot allow Israel to continue to make a mockery of the law, the letter said. How can the Security Council accept that its resolutions are spat on by Israel? The UNSC on November 15 adopted a resolution calling for urgent and extended humanitarian pauses in Gaza, but it has yet to use its powers to call for a legally binding ceasefire. The letter was addressed to José de la Gasca of Ecuador, which holds the presidency for the month of December. Israeli army claims to have eliminated several Hamas commanders. The military said in a post on X that 4 battalion commanders of Hamas's largest brigade in the Gaza Strip were among the senior leaders of the Palestinian group killed in recent Israeli strikes. It also said it significantly damaged other Hamas units, including those in central Gaza. On Tuesday, senior Hamas official Osama Hamdan said Israel is sinking deeper and deeper into the swamp of Gaza, adding that the group is well prepared to fight no matter how long the war lasts. Mohammed El-Masri, a media studies professor at the Doha Institute for Graduate Studies, also earlier told Al Jazeera that despite Israel's stated goal of eliminating Hamas, the group is still largely intact and only a small percentage of its members have been killed. Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, U.S. House asserts in dangerous resolution. A United States congressional resolution that compares anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism has been denounced as a dangerous move by supporters of Palestinian rights who see the measure as a new means to curb free speech amid the war in Gaza. On Tuesday, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives passed the resolution in a 311-14 vote, with 92 Democratic members abstaining. The resolution also condemns the phrase, "from the river to the sea," which Palestinians say is an aspirational call for equality in their historic lands. UN says attacks on civilian infrastructure raise risk of atrocity crimes. The UN says Israel's bombardment of Gaza has significantly intensified since yesterday afternoon. At the same time, attacks on civilian infrastructure have raised serious concerns about Israel's compliance with international humanitarian law and significantly raises the risk of atrocity crimes, the UN Human Rights Office said on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs is also reporting that dozens of aid trucks entered Gaza from Egypt on Tuesday with humanitarian supplies and fuel, but the UN's ability to receive deliveries is significantly impaired by conditions on the ground. Tens of thousands of displaced Palestinians have arrived in Rafah since Sunday, with shelters far exceeding capacity. For a third day running, Rafah was the only governorate in Gaza where limited aid distribution occurred. More than 10,000 displaced Palestinians are sheltering in and around Kamal Adwan Hospital in Jabalia in northern Gaza amid heavy fighting. Former captives, families walk out of meeting with Netanyahu. Although the Bring Them Back campaign waited 60 days for a closed-door meeting with Israel's war cabinet, many left disappointed. Al Jazeera's Imran Khan, reporting from Tel Aviv, said several people, including some freed during the ceasefire, walked out the meeting which was said to be fraught. Jennifer Master, whose boyfriend was taken captive at the Supernova Music Festival and is still held in Gaza, said she has had nightmares every night that he may be hurt in Israel's bombardment of the enclave. She called on the Israeli government to release all Palestinian prisoners to secure the release of her boyfriend and other captives. UN envoy equates Israel's justification for the massacre of civilians in Gaza to madness. Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Rapporteur on the occupied Palestinian territories, said nothing other than pure madness could be a justification for Israel's massacre of civilians in Gaza. In a post on social media accompanied by harrowing video footage of grievously wounded and deceased Palestinian infants and children receiving medical treatment on the floor of a hospital in Gaza, Albanese had this blunt message: "This massacre of civilians must be stopped. There is nothing, absolutely nothing, other than pure madness, that can justify this. No more functioning hospitals. No more medications. No more words. My name is Kingsley. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to be notified whenever we post. You won't regret it."